Well, I think India have taken a strategic ambiguity on dealing with the situation in West Asia, in particular when it comes to the United States and Israel, which they're having a good relation with them both, including the good relation with the Arab country. And I think the Prime Minister have made it very clear to the rest of the world leaders that this is not an era of war, especially when he was speaking in terms of Ukraine and Russia war. So now, if this this war break up in the Middle East, India will be the first sufferer because India is number one stakeholder in the region. We name it in the terms of the food security, oil security, and also the diaspora. Imagine you have 90 lakh Indian living in the Middle East with more than $60 billion annually revenue, and you are having also stake in your oil import from that part of the world. So India is a natural extension of West Asia, and I think India has to take a lead in making sure that there is no widening of the war, and all his hostility should be ceased. Talking to all the parties, that's a good indication. That's the way South-South cooperation, and India can take the lead as a G20 have taken as a lead in the South-South cooperation, and they continue to do so with the rest of the countries who are calling for a peaceful solution to the crisis.
Current escalation, American President Donald Trump has said that if the current regime is unable to make Iran great again, why would not be there a change of regime?
This is absolutely what the Americans want. America have done it already in Iran in 1953 when Prime Minister Mossadegh was elected. Mossadegh was elected that time. American had a coup with the MI5 of Britain. They removed him and they brought the Shah of Iran. Till 1979, U.S. have enjoyed a good relation. They looted the money of Iran and their revenue, including the British Petroleum. But then when the government changed, when the people revolted against the Shah and the new Islamic government came in 1979, America was not happy and they have turned the gun against the Islamic Republic along with Israel because Israel embassy was closed. So the main objective of whole this war, the rest of the world knows, it's a regime change. And nuclear program is just a pretext to attack Iran. So maybe the American president think that he has taken the first step of directly confronting with Iran, despite the fact that he was covertly helping Israel in this attack. There could be more dangerous an escalation if the American reveal their intention. That intention, there is an American project in the region and there is an Israeli project. They only differ on the implementation of the project. American main objective is the oil and Israel dominance and the conquering of the Strait of Hormuz, the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean. So the global trade taking place from that part of the world will be under the American control. So it's not a matter of a regional war. It is the instability that the American wanted to create, which is threatening the global peace and security.
Amid the after US strike, Iran had turned to Russia. A close eye of Putin had indicated that they may support with nuclear weapons.
See, every country nowadays looking for a nuclear deterrence to prevent other country from having any aggression against them, and I think that is where the Americans have extended in the Asia Pacific. You can know that the North Korea threat to South Korea and Japan have made the United States give a nuclear umbrella to its allies. Russia has already played a major role also in bringing down the conflict and criticized and condemned the American action and the Israeli action against Iran. And when the nuclear deal was taking place 2013 till 2015, when they reached an agreement, there was the Russian and P5 plus Germany, they have been discussing this deal and they have signed the accord, international accord, where President Trump himself pulled out of it in 2018. Now you are asking the Iranian to dismantle their project. They have the full right to do a peaceful program. So if Russia can give you the umbrella for a nuclear deterrence, I don't think Iran needed the nuclear bomb. And we should, as we have been calling for decades, to keep the West Asia and the Middle East or Middle East free of nuclear weapons. And only country in this part of the region having a nuclear weapon is undeclared nuclear state with more than 90 heads. It is called Israel.
Yeah. After the recent shoot concerns worldwide for the Americans residing globally, how you see this?
I think it is they're using their sense because they know that Iran have already retaliated earlier when the American killed their leader Qasimi and the Muhannad Abu Muhannad, the Iraqi engineer who was killed by the American, and then they have retaliated against American base in Iraq. And now the American knows that after this attack, Iran will not sit quiet, and Iran may be taking some time and patiently to find and the target where American military bases will be target of Iran if there is no political solution to the crisis. And I think the America understand, despite showing of power, they understand that Iran is not a small country. It's a geopolitically very important country. It's a regional power to reckon with, and they cannot escalate the war with Iran, because that will have a devastated and a catastrophe for the whole region. The whole Gulf will be engulfed with fire if U.S. continue the policy of aggression along with Israel.